Hey everyone, welcome to my podcast, Mind Your Health. This is Dr. Connie. And as you know, for the last 3 episodes, I've shared my story of how my experience shaped how I healed, what I'm doing professionally, and all the things. So today, I want to share the bottom line, right? I want to share sort of my personal journey and share with you my pitfalls, my failures, and what I've learned from them so that I can put you on a better path so that you can get there a lot quicker and easier. So, we as a team, my team and I, felt it was important to share my story to help you to understand the root cause of the symptoms and the struggles. And then the question kept coming up, what is it that you do? And why and how do you integrate all your degrees and education into what you do in a way that helps patients? So I do want you to go back to listen to my story of my journey and all my inner work that I've had to do, all the realizations from conventional educational system to all my pathways into becoming the practitioner that I am. That'll give you a lot of insight in the context for what I have to share today. Um, and to provide you with a short context in this, before I go any further, is that I shared my innermost thoughts, feelings, and insecurities that really kept me from living authentically aligned with who I truly am. And I'm a firm believer, and that's exactly why I've been so sick and I've struggled for so long. And that doesn't have to be you. I let other people know about my education situation, or I let other people dictate my education, my situations, and all the things outside of me get in the way of my own truth. I had to make mistakes though, and it took me places, and it took me a lot longer than what it would have taken me had I been so confident with who I was. If I was to start over, this is the way I would start over, is why I'm sharing all this content with you. Okay, so I believe everyone deserves something better. We all desire something more profound than the surface level world we've all created, believing that's the right or the wrong way. This includes all aspects of our lives, not just our health. And your health, I want to tell you, is the most important thing in your life. But it's also dependent on all the other aspects of your life, including your relationships and finances, your relationships with many different things, your family, your coworkers, your career, your food, your exercise, your healthy habits, you name it, and with money as well. But the most important relationship that you have is to yourself. And I can tell you that most of the patients that I deal with and clients that I work with, they don't give much time or the space for them to develop that relationship with themselves. So in order for you to heal though and get your health back on track, you need much more than a diet, supplements, all the testing that we do, biochemistry testing, right? Or the experts to help you get back on track. Nobody else can do that but yourself. Because all such things are still surface level things that can help, but don't truly heal you at the core. Take this from somebody who's been at this for the last 3 decades. We all have labels, right? We've learned to live up to about all things in our lives. And this was the very conditioning we received as we were growing up. Such labels we have, and the things that's coming up for me that I've had to unpack recently, those are the things that keep us paralyzed precisely where we are. Miserable, sick, with symptoms that further derail our progress, both in health and life. It's not separate, it's one. What's worse is that in the health and wellness space, this labeling is perpetuated. What's considered healthy is all the rage, right? Meditation, HIIT classes, Pilates, yoga, nutrition, supplements, micro counting, all the things. And experts who are all saying the same things, adding to the noisy echo chamber that you and I are exposed to every single day. So how are we supposed to know? If you're listening to me now, something tells me that you're likely at the end of your ropes and ready for the truth. And that's why I called this podcast The Bottom Line, right? Because I'm all about rushing through all the nonsense, all the noise, and getting to the bottom line. So here's the truth. The truth is that nobody outside of you can fix or heal you. That healing truly is an inside job. It's not a woo-woo or a cliche statement that I'm just saying just to make it sound good. So I want to unpack what that means for you. The truth of why you are struggling today lies at the core of who you are. We as a collective, right? Collective world, right? Us human beings have learned to dismiss and betray ourselves by letting all the things outside of ourselves dictate what's right, what's wrong, what's healthy, what's unhealthy, when in fact, there is no right or wrong, healthy or unhealthy. What's more important is our pursuit for the truth, not just any truth, but your truth, right? As they say, the truth will set you free. And recently, this is what I'm living into today. And I am telling you, it makes all the difference in the world. That's exactly what I want to share with you all today. The truth about the newest trending nutrition tips, supplements, holistic interventions, fitness regimens, and more. I used to be one of those practitioners who would listen to all the latest, the trendiest, looking down at the lengthy list of scientific evidence, because research matters. And to be honest, as educated as I was, and as I'm looking through the trending diets and supplements, testing, fitness, all the things to guide me, when the internet became a thing, it just really exploded. And I was lost looking at all the things and just scratching my head thinking, what is all this? I was so overwhelmed and frustrated because the more I buckled down and read all the research validating one diet or another supplement over the other, and the effectiveness of what kind and what specific brand, and one fitness routine to another, this happens in just about every industry. And as a patient seeking help for my personal issues, things are truly out of hand today. That's all I want to share. And I want you to comment below and let me know if you say, yes, that's exactly where I am at. We've become cynical, right? We want to retract and we want just the truth. We just want to feel better, right? And this is why I began to focus more on the foundational things to equip myself to be resilient emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually. And that requires me to hit pause on the ever noisy, misleading information out there, because I was wavering with the wind. Every time there was a trending topic, I would go try it out and promote it and then fail. That's what I want all of you to do, and to accept that it's all noisy out there and it's an echo chamber, and pull out and retract. Why? Because healing is an inside job. Just as a garden can flourish without external inputs, when the soil is rich with nutrients and plants are well cared for, the body also can heal itself when it's healed from within, but only when it's healed from within. And let me share that yoga, I found, of all the things that I've practiced, is the most effective way to heal your gut. And gut is the most important, and I'll tell you why in just a minute, by resetting your nervous system to be free from all symptoms, physically, mentally, emotionally. So this is what I do in a nutshell. I help people struggling with gut issues by resetting their nervous system so that they can have freedom from all symptoms and especially restrictions. Think of a tree with limbs. Just as a tree's branches and leaves are exposed to the environment elements, and can be battered by wind, rain, or snow, we too are constantly exposed to environmental stressors that constantly knock us off balance if we're not rooted in our truth. But when we prioritize our well-being by regulating our nervous system and our internal state, we can learn to adapt and be flexible with the situations in our world, no matter what they are. In the same way, the tree does the same without bending over and being knocking down. On the other hand, When we rely on external things to fix what's broken on the inside, we quickly become rigid and inflexible. We are looking for the thing outside of us. We become panicked and we become dependent. We become needy, just like a tree with branches propped up by external support. That tree is going to fall down and collapse unless it's rooted and it's got that internal support. So the tree without roots can be blown over and knocked down eventually, right? In the same way, unless we ground ourselves in the essence or at the root of who we are, not other people's expectations of us, we will be knocked down over and over again, not knowing how to recover. I can't emphasize how important it is for you to realize that stress is the number one thing that is affecting your gut health. And what I need to emphasize is that it's not about your health symptoms per se, but it's your mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual elements of your being that is affected by your stressor. Okay. So your symptoms are just your body's way of telling you, alarming you something's up, right? But when we go after the symptoms and not really get to the root, and in the name of functional medicine, I shared that they go after the problem. Let's get you biochemically right, because everybody has biochemical individuality, right? That's true to an extent, but because your conditions, your conditioned beliefs, and your emotional habits and patterns are different for everybody. What's trending, as long as I've been alive, is the focus on all things that we can do that is external to us. It's the diet, it's the supplements, it's the exercise, meditation, the experts, etc. And that's why I went to school for as long as I did. The overemphasis on the science by over-focusing on the biochemistry and the genetics to make sense of our symptoms without regard to the internal state by which we live our lives. So we have to focus inward. Because for so long, I lived with so much shame, so much guilt, unworthiness, and fear, but focused on all the external things that I was conditioned to focus on. If I can only get my education, certification, career advancement, do the right diets, take the right supplements, exercise like crazy, and somehow creating this false image of myself when really I personally didn't want any of that. I just wanted to be happy and well. So fast forward to autoimmune disease, gut issues, skin issues, and fatigue that have been plaguing me for as long as I can remember, and looking for answers in all the wrong places like lab testing, doctors, food sensitivities, stool testing, diet, supplements, medications, and all the expert doctors to figure it all out. I'm essentially back to square one, repeating the cycle over and over again. That's when the epiphany hit me. Do you think I got better implementing all the holistic modalities? Yes, to an extent, but eventually my symptoms came back to where I was out of options after over 2 decades of getting to the bottom of this, studying all the things, doing all the things. I won't go into the details of my education, but I can assure you that I tried everything under the sun, making 100% effort, discipline, check, effort, check, right? Doing, check, all the right things and avoiding all the bad things. I don't know about you, but after that much time and effort, I want results. But results were too short-lived, not all the way effective, and I was still struggling with the same, if not worse, symptoms than before. So I've been doing things differently. I've learned that my own thoughts bring me so much imbalances and ease or disease by its effect to create, or by its physiological effect. Okay, or reactions towards sickness. It always shifts me. And that thought, my negative thought, it's constantly negative. And emotions like that come up for me, like guilt, shame, overwhelm, frustration, anger, all the feelings that I don't want to feel keep coming up. But it was a patterned habit. I didn't know how to break from it. I noticed a pattern with me and all my patients, though. This was what I was seeing. We were living at the mercy of our feelings. And if feelings are subject to our thoughts, then we change what we think and the feelings should shift. So I went on an experiment for the last 2 to 3 years. And sure enough, I was able to go deeper, not only with myself, but with all of my patients, unlearning all the patterns and habits and relearning the new patterns to create the thoughts and feelings so that we can experience healing and feel better. This is why we offer functional yoga medicine membership, so that I can be in your household to begin the process of self-awareness and self-realization through movement, meditation, not just tell you how to do it, make you overthink and depend on me, but experience this self-awareness through the practice of yoga. I learned that when patients experience this, they are then able to shift to they are then able to shift to better manage their feelings and behaviors and begin to have sensory experience, which is neurologic in nature, which enables them to be present in their bodies, thereby connecting their bodies through the breath and their mind, and through the asanas or the yoga poses that we do mindfully. They can then recalibrate their nervous system from fight or flight to calm and zen. No matter what circumstances they're going through, they become deeply rooted. All this is possible because at the end of the day, your gut is nothing but a muscle that has the ability to absorb, assimilate, and detoxify all nutrients and waste, but it's subject to your thoughts and your feelings because it's the most prone or stress prone. When we connect to the breath, the regulation of our nervous system allows for equanimity or balance that creates healthy hormones, gut lining issues to disappear, called leaky gut, becomes healed. Immune system is not overactivated because the leaky gut is fixed and the hormones regulate themselves. So our students continue to receive the benefit of our yoga to take them over the edge to experience true healing. But like anything else, we have students, clients, and patients who feel they know best what they need and want. Like they'll come in and they want hormones, bioidentical hormones. They want specific testing. They heard functional medicine is effective. They heard yoga teacher or certain type of yoga is good. So many come with their own ideas of what they want, is why we have these programs to better manage expectations, but also to meet them where they are. So many come to our programs convinced that they need a new way to eat. They start at the surface level. That's all we have exposure to, right? They need hormonal replacements, some kind of specialty testing that they heard about, or specific supplements, or anything else that might be trending that got them curious. And time again, they learn that it's much more than the surface level things they've been focusing on, right? And this is why they weren't getting any better. And this is why your focus and goals matter to us. Because at the end of the day, without you, nothing happens, no matter how effective our program is. I know that to be true. Okay. So we have the functional yoga medicine membership program so that you can get to know our philosophy, our ways, but more importantly, to get you back in alignment to controlling your own nervous system from fight or flight to back to zen and healing. Okay. Second program that we offer is gut healing transformation. This is where patients get to work on their baggages that they are not only keeping, but are keeping them from achieving their goals and dreams, but also get coached to pull them out of their own overthinking and baggages. Just as a bird can't fly with so much baggage, this is what many people do. They think they can fly, go places, but without unloading their baggage that's holding them in one place, they can't be free. They can't begin to soar. And this program is called the Gut Healing Transformation, where it gives you specific meals, plans, all the while coaching you to come home to yourself so that you can live authentically aligned with who you really are versus who you were conditioned to be. All these things are unpacked in the program in a way that's systematic, that are easy to follow. And it's the pillar by which that we work is very strategic and ensures that you're successful, that you get the results. And lastly, we have Gut Detox Protocol. This protocol was created, it's a 10 years in the making by me to created to help you, or those of you struggling with gut issues, immune system issues, all the symptoms that just won't go away, to help you cleanse your body at the cellular level while learning to learn or lean into your sensory system that is constantly delivering these messages that you have chosen to ignore for years, or you've never been taught to listen to them. This is the ultimate detox of your physical, mental, and emotional body so that you can finally be free from all those pesky symptoms. I know that at the onset, there's a lot of confusion around what I do, but it took me a long time to finally put it into words. What, why, and how we do what we do and how we deliver results. Because just like you, I've been lost for so long. So I just want to say congratulations. Thank you for taking the time to listen. So here's to all of you who's sick and tired of the fluff, the noise, and the stuff that keep you lost. I wanted to share my story and tell you that you're not alone. Listen, healing is a journey, and it's something you must look within yourself for, and that takes practice. The practice of yoga in the same way. It takes practice. And that journey can be lonely and scary and overwhelming and frustrating. And I've been there, all of those. Check me, right? So I want you to follow me for more clarity, understanding, integration, and guidance. And I just want to thank you so much for paying attention to this message. And if you're listening until now, that tells me you're meant to be here. So let's connect, let's get to know each other, and really find some clarity around all the confusion and just say no more to the BS, right? I'm Dr. Connie Chung. You can find me at my handle at Dr. Connie Chung, and also subscribe to my podcast. I'm active on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, as well as you can find me on my podcast. So I will see you all next week. I can't wait to share more productive tools for you to utilize. Thank you again, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.